Hey, today we're going to talk about batteries. To start, batteries are energy storage cells. They convert chemical energy into electrical energy, which can be used in everyday appliances or machines. There are two different types of batteries. Primary batteries are non-rechargeable, and secondary batteries, which are rechargeable. The primary batteries consist of a couple types, a couple being alkaline batteries and zinc-carbon batteries. An example would be Duracell's AA batteries, which are alkaline. Secondary batteries include lithium-ion and lead-acid batteries. Your iPhone battery is probably lithium-ion, where your car battery is probably lead acid. Batteries are in many devices that we use. Look at our phones, calculators, clocks, Walkmans, or cars. The list can go on and on. The development of portable electronics was all made possible by the advances in battery industry, allowing devices to be, well, portable. This mobile power source is very helpful, and many of the advances we are seeing now are due to advances in battery technology. Batteries help power most of everything that is electronic. Advances in microchips require advances in small-scale batteries to run. Advances in car batteries for an electric Tesla car require advances in long-lasting, high-performing batteries. We care about batteries because in an age of portable electronics, batteries are the workhorses of it all. More than just the portable electronics in electric cars ride on batteries, though. Some hope to see energy grid apply the batteries and allow for excess electricity to be stored for future usage. Batteries might seem as if they are quite new, but they have been practically in society for 200 years here. Over 2,000 years ago, the Parthians might have invented a battery producing 1 to 2 volts, but it wasn't until 1800 when Alexander Volta made the voltaic pile that it was really used. He did this to prove Galvani wrong in his animal electricity theory. This theory was that animals produced usable electricity. Immediately, my presentist mind went, what the heck? But going back to our history of technology class, we can see multiple examples of people proclaiming crazy things about how to find longitude. Volta was not part of a larger social movement like those longitude research, but he was credited with the start of practical usage of electricity. The voltaic pile takes a positive cathode and a negative anode and puts a piece of salt water soaked paper on top, as well as a conductor on the bottom, and then creates a current when the wire is connected to a system. Very shortly after Volta's showing of this, Sir Humphrey was able to produce electric light by running electricity from a battery through a piece of charcoal. There is also Cruikshank, who designed the first electric battery for mass production. This is a great example of a technology built to help foster and create new technologies. Not to forget mentioning that it is all part of a century of production, as the battery is being mass-produced now. As time progresses through the 19th century, there are many people who create different types of batteries and make them more efficient. John Daniel made the battery, probably the only one of the time, more efficient than it used to be, while a physician, Mr. Plant, invented the first lead-acid battery, which is all still used today. Telegraphing, the first instant form of communication, was powered by batteries that had to be replaced very frequently, which must have been very tedious. The turn of the century did not bring much into the realm of batteries. Edison tried to work with batteries, but was not as successful as others. There were, however, new electric appliances, giving batteries more application. Is it possible that batteries helped to lead to this new electronics era? Philip Rogers Mallory, an American businessman, started the company P.R. Mallory in the 1930s. And they started to create batteries and other electronic components. During World War II, this company figured out a more efficient battery than the existing zinc-carbon model, the mercury battery. This battery replaced the other types used in the U.S. military equipment of the time during the war and set P.R. Mallory up very well for the post-war economy. In class, we went over the patron question, looking at batteries and who funded their research, or bought their product. The government seemed to be the patron. This was the case in P.R. Mallory and even for Volta. After World War II, society witnessed an electronics and consumer products boom, and by the 1960s, the modern AA and AAA batteries were on the market in a big way. Also, P.R. Mallory was the precursor company for Duracell. When looking at advancing battery technology, there are two levels, microscopic and macroscopic. The macroscopic level has been worked on for over a century, and there's not much left to do there. The microscopic level has only been recently being worked on with nanotechnology. Speaking of which, the concept of technology to build technology, nanotechnology is helping to make batteries better on both levels. Backing up a step further, we can see those behind this research and development. The U.S. Department of Energy is a large player, but they are not the only ones. Something we looked at in class is the relationship between institutions, businesses, and government. A good example of this would be looking at Cold War-era MIT and their projects with the Department of Defense, or Fairchild Industry making transistors only for NASA. The Department of Energy, or DOE, is more of a catalyst for projects like these. The Advanced Projects Research Agency, or the ARPA, is also involved with finding solutions for better battery energy storage and are putting out rewards to finding it. The National Science Foundation is giving out grants for research and development of better battery storage. These government agencies and departments are working together to support innovation in all areas. These government bodies are appealing to both institutional settings and the business setting, but are working together towards a common goal. Either way, this trifecta of government, institution, and business applies for all areas of research and development, and without one there is a significant impact on others. We, as a global society, had been able to capitalize on batteries for nearly a century. Even though the battery is such a crucial element of everyday society, it comes with some negatives. The problem is still around today. Batteries are a hassle to clean up after. They are not green to produce. There are many hazardous materials involved with making them. And they also leak due to chemical reactions expanding and breaking the protective seal containing them. Batteries are still being worked on to eliminate these flaws and be made more powerful in general. Take a look at Kranzberg's laws and we see technology as the mother of necessity. Now that there is a battery trying to power anything, it now has to be better in, well, every way possible. Currently, a majority of secondary batteries being used are lithium-ion. These batteries in general have a high energy density. This is why they are being looked at as one of the best battery sources of today. There is a new lithium-based called the lithium-oxygen battery being looked at by IBM that can potentially have 10 times more energy density than the current lithium-ion batteries being used, putting it on the playing level of gasoline. Today's trend seems to have electronics usage on the rise. The things being powered by batteries are getting larger and larger, making portable a working definition. Batteries' role in society have only increased, and now we can't go through a single day without saying, oh man, I gotta go charge my iPhone. I hope that one day we will be able to say the same thing about cars, and maybe even more. Thank you for listening.